Well, to help us unpack this, we say hello to communication specialist Leah Mether. Hello, Leah. Nice to see you.
Good morning.
Disagreements and debate can be healthy, but how do we keep it respectful online?
Yeah, you're spot on. Disagreements aren't inherently a bad thing, and being able to discuss ideas without attacking the other person is actually a really important skill to have. But how we go about that's important. So to start with, we have to regulate ourselves. So my first tip for you is to regulate those emotions, and the best way to do that is put the phone down, people. Step away from the keyboard, go make yourself a cup of tea, stand out the front for a couple of minutes, take some big deep breaths, and just get yourself under control before you go back and respond, so that you're making sure that it's considered. The second tip that you can see on your screen there is one of my favourite little mantras, and it really can get you through a whole host of disagreements, be they online or in person. Get curious, not furious. So often when we disagree with something, we get that surge of adrenaline and we want to jump back by saying something like, well, that's ridiculous. Instead, I encourage you to ask a question. So I might say, hey, Larry, that's really different to how I see things. Can you help me understand how you came to that position? And what that does is it creates a space for me to calm down, but it also gives me context, because Larry might share that there's something in his lived experience that made him come to that position, and now I know that. We might disagree, but we're debating the topic rather than each other. That last one that was up there just quickly was choose whether to engage or not. You've got to pick your battles. Sometimes the best response is no response.
Is no response.
Yeah.
So something like, Larry, I'm really curious how you came to that opinion, you absolute idiot. So something like that.
Yeah, just maybe lose the last bit.
Just not the last bit.
Yeah, just that definition of bully
hard.
again. Can we just run through the definition of bully now that we've got it on tape? If we do decide to share our opinion online or engage in debate, as Kylie just did, you say that we should focus on the desired outcome. What do you mean by the desired outcome?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is where you ask yourself a couple of key questions. What outcome do I want from engaging? And then the second question, how should I communicate to give myself the best chance of achieving that? So am I trying to influence you? Am I trying to change your mind? Do I want to call out poor behaviour? Am I just wanting my perspective on the record? Once you get clear on what's the outcome I'm after here, that will help guide your communication. Because if I'm trying to influence you, then me attacking you, yelling at you, blame shaming you isn't going to give me the best chance of achieving that. So again, this can help you regulate yourself when you're getting that big surge of emotion.
So when we're fired up, it is easy to lash out. You say just try and remove yourself. How do you stop yourself from getting aggressive online? Like walk away, don't do anything. Well, don't do anything, is that a good option?
Look, it can be. It really depends where you're at the time. If you do decide that, no, I need to engage, and it might be that I know I'm not going to change your mind, but this is a values piece for me, I can't leave it unsaid. Some key practical tips to make sure you're not coming off as aggressive is, and this is such a simple one, but it's really effective, use I statements where possible rather than you statements. The minute I go to a you statement, it sounds confrontational and like it is an attack. So if I say, you're wrong, well, you're probably going to say back to me, no, you are, Leah, and we are escalated straight away. Whereas if I say, look, Kylie, I appreciate that's your perspective, but I disagree, you're probably more likely to say, well, why is that, Leah? And we might have a robust disagreement. There's nothing wrong with that. But we're debating the idea rather than attacking each other. And that's what we're trying to do here. Play the ball, not the person. Go hard on the issue. But remember, we're dealing with a human, and even if they have a very different opinion from you, they are still a human.
With lots happening in world politics at the moment too, you see this happening very much online, and a lot of it. So, yeah, really good information and tips there. Thanks, Leah.
Pleasure.
Happens in the studio here a little bit too, as well as online, international politics, doesn't it?
Well, does it? I don't think so.
Well, I agree to disagree with you, Kylie. I'd like to have a robust conversation with you about that, I think.
I respect your opinion, Larry, but I see it differently.
We're going to have a bit of a fight, so we'll be back after this.